Here are 10 of the best PC games released during 2000s and their storylines. The 2000s were a golden age for PC gaming, a decade that saw incredible innovation in graphics, gameplay, and storytelling. From sprawling RPGs to groundbreaking first-person shooters, the PC platform was a crucible of creativity. In 1960, the protagonist, Jack, is the sole survivor of a plane crash in the Atlantic Ocean. He discovers a lighthouse leading to a bathysphere that takes him to Rapture, a colossal underwater city conceived by the visionary industrialist Andrew Ryan. Rapture was built as a libertarian utopia, a place where artists, scientists, and entrepreneurs could flourish without the constraints of government or morality. However, the discovery of Adam, a stem cell substance that can rewrite DNA and grant superpowers, called plasmids, led to the city's downfall. Adam's addictive and mutagenic properties, combined with social unrest and civil war, transformed Rapture into a nightmarish ruin populated by mutated, insane splicers. Guided by the mysterious voice of Atlas over the radio, Jack navigates the decaying city, fighting for survival, gathering plasmids and weapons, and encountering terrifying big daddies, armored protectors of little girls called Little Sisters, who harvest Adam. As Jack delves deeper into Rapture's secrets, he uncovers the tragic history of its collapse, the true identities of its founders and key figures, and a shocking revelation about his own past and the nature of his mission, culminating in a profound commentary on free will, control, and objectivism.
You're almost there. The sphere to Ryan is up on ahead.
Set in the imperial province of Cyrodiil, Oblivion begins with the player character, an unknown prisoner, witnessing the assassination of Emperor Uriel Septim VII in their very cell. The dying emperor, aware of his fate, entrusts the player with the Amulet of Kings and tasks them with finding his last remaining illegitimate son, Martin Septim, the only hope to relight the dragon fires and prevent a demonic invasion. Following the emperor's death, the barriers between Tamriel and Oblivion, the Daedric realms, are shattered, leading to the Oblivion Crisis. Gates to hellish dimensions open across Cyrodiil, unleashing hordes of Daedra upon the land. The player must join the Blades, journey across the vast open world, close Oblivion gates, gather allies, and help Martin Septim fulfill his destiny as the true heir. The narrative is a grand, high-fantasy quest to save the world from demonic destruction, intertwined with countless side quests, guild storylines, and the player's own journey to become a legendary hero.
Stand back, civilian. This is no place for you. Get back to the encampment at once.
6 years after the events of Resident Evil 2, government agent Leon S. Kennedy is dispatched to a remote, impoverished village in rural Spain to rescue Ashley Graham, the president's abducted daughter. Upon arrival, Leon discovers the villagers are hostile and infected by a mind-controlling parasite known as Las Plagas, turning them into violent, zombie-like creatures called ganados. Leon quickly learns that the abduction was orchestrated by a mysterious cult called the Los Illuminados, led by the charismatic Osmond Sadler, who plans to infect Ashley and smuggle the Plaga parasite back to the United States. As Leon fights his way through the grotesque village, a sinister castle, and a heavily fortified island, he encounters grotesque mutated creatures, treacherous cultists, and iconic adversaries like Baidors Mendez, Ramon Salazar, and the cunning Ada Wong, who has her own hidden agenda. The story is a tense race against time to save Ashley and prevent a global biohazard, uncovering the dark secrets of the cult and the true, horrifying power of Las Plagas.
Talk about near-death experience.
Ashley, get out of there!
Go ahead. I hear darkness. Go ahead.
World of Warcraft doesn't have a single, linear storyline in the traditional sense, but rather an expansive, evolving narrative that continues the lore established in the Warcraft RTS games. Players create their own character, choosing a race from either the Alliance, humans, dwarves, gnomes, night elves, Drania, Worgen, etc., or the Horde, orcs, Tauren, trolls, undead, blood elves, goblins, etc. The initial game story, often referred to as Classic WoW, centers on the ongoing conflict between these two factions, set against a backdrop of recovering from the events of Warcraft III and dealing with lingering threats like the Scourge, the Burning Legion remnants, and various localized evils. As players journey through the vast continents of Azeroth, they undertake quests that reveal the history of the world, participate in epic battles against iconic villains like Ragnaros, Nefarian, and Kel'Thuzad, and help shape the destiny of their chosen faction. Each subsequent expansion adds new continents, characters, and major storylines, continuously advancing the overarching narrative of Azeroth's struggle for survival against cosmic and internal threats.
What's on your mind?
Funny, you showing up on this
Set years
day in
after the
particular.
Black Mesa incident, Half-Life 2 sees the silent protagonist Gordon Freeman mysteriously awakened from stasis by the enigmatic G-Man. He finds Earth enslaved by the Combine, a powerful interdimensional empire that exploited the portal storms from the original game to invade and subjugate humanity. Gordon is dropped into City 17, a dystopian metropolis under Combine rule, where the remaining human resistance, led by Dr. Eli Vance, Dr. Isaac Kleiner, and Alex Vance, are fighting a desperate battle for survival. Armed with his trusty crowbar and the revolutionary gravity gun, Gordon becomes a reluctant messiah, inspiring the rebellion as he fights through Combine-controlled cities, desolate highways, and alien-infested coastlines. The story is a relentless struggle against overwhelming odds, filled with memorable characters, shocking revelations about the Combine's true intentions, and the constant threat of total human annihilation, culminating in a climactic assault on the Combine's citadel and a cliffhanger ending.
Lamar has gotten out of her crate again. If I didn't know better, I'd suspect Barney of trapping and... My goodness. Gordon Freeman.
Set approximately 4,000 years before the events of the Star Wars films, during the Old Republic era, the game puts players in the shoes of a customizable protagonist who wakes up with amnesia on a Republic warship under attack by the Sith. As a burgeoning Force-sensitive, they are tasked with finding Bastila Shan, a powerful Jedi Master with unique battle meditation abilities, who has gone missing after a battle. The quest to locate Bastila and uncover the mystery behind the Sith Lord Darth Malak's devastating fleet, the Starforge, takes the protagonist across numerous iconic Star Wars planets, from Taris to Tatooine and Kashyyyk. The core of the narrative is a journey of self-discovery and moral choice, as the player character grapples with the light and dark sides of the Force, their forgotten past, and a shocking twist that redefines their identity and their relationship to the ongoing galactic war. Player choices heavily influence the ending and their alignment with the Force. Warcraft III significantly advanced the lore of the Warcraft universe, shifting from the traditional orcs versus humans conflict to introduce new races and a dark, apocalyptic threat. The story unfolds through 4 interwoven campaigns, each focusing on a different race. Humans. Alliance Prince Arthas Menethil, a paladin, struggles to protect his kingdom from a mysterious plague and the advancing orcish horde. His descent into madness and transformation into the Lich King forms a central tragic arc. Orcs, Horde Thrall, the wise Warcraft, leads his people to a new homeland in Kalimdor, guided by visions and seeking to unite diverse tribes. Undead, Scourge, a new, terrifying force of animated corpses and necromancers, led by the demonic dreadlord Mal'Ganis, spreads the plague and seeks to conquer the living. Night Elves, led by Tynda Whisperwind and Malfurion Stormrage, the ancient Night Elves awaken from their isolation to confront the demonic Burning Legion, who are orchestrating the Scourge's invasion. The overarching plot revolves around the return of the demonic Burning Legion, who aim to corrupt and destroy Azeroth. The heroes of all races must eventually set aside their differences to face this ultimate evil, though not without significant sacrifices and betrayals that forever alter the world's landscape.
The ships must be burned before the men reach the shore.
Isn't that a bit much, lad?
Burned down to their frames. No one goes home until our job here is done.
Grand Theft Auto 3 marks a revolutionary leap for the series, bringing it into a full 3D open world. Players assume the role of Claude, a silent protagonist who was betrayed and left for dead during a bank heist by his girlfriend, Catalina, and her Colombian cartel associates in Liberty City. Miraculously surviving, Claude is rescued by another criminal, 8-Ball, during a police transfer gone wrong. He then embarks on a relentless path of revenge and criminal ascent through the grimy underbelly of Liberty City. Working for various crime syndicates, the Leone family, the Yakuza, and even eventually facing off against the Colombian cartel, Claude performs increasingly dangerous missions, from assassinations and drug trafficking to vehicle theft and gang warfare. His ultimate goal remains confronting Catalina and settling the score, navigating a sprawling metropolis filled with corrupt police, rival gangs, and eccentric characters.
As yet, no details have been released about the prisoners being transferred in the convoy, and no group has claimed responsibility. The convoy left police headquarters early this morning for a routine transfer of felons to Liberty Penitentiary. The attack took place on the Callahan Bridge, leaving few witnesses and the bridge itself severely damaged. Some of the convicts are thought to have perished in the explosion that followed the initial attack. Revelations as to the professionalism of the attack struck police hours afterward, when identification of the missing felons were further hampered by an attack by computer hackers on police headquarters databases. With the Porter Tunnel project falling behind schedule, this disaster leaves Portland isolated from the rest of the city.
Come on! Senor Dickhead! It's no problem to kill you. You're gonna be sorry. Aye, get lost.
I know a place on the edge of the red light district where we can lay low, but my hands are all messed up, so you better drive, brother.
As the direct sequel to Baldur's Gate, Shadows of Amn continues the epic saga of the player character, known as the Ballspawn, a mortal descendant of the Lord of Murderfall. The game begins with the Ballspawn and their companions imprisoned and tortured by a powerful, enigmatic mage named John Irenicus, who seeks to extract the Ballspawn's divine essence for his own dark purposes. Escaping Irenicus's clutches, the Ballspawn must navigate the treacherous city of Athkatla in Amn, seeking to reclaim their lost powers, rescue their captured allies, especially their half-sister Imoen, and ultimately confront Irenicus. The narrative delves deep into themes of destiny, free will, the nature of good and evil, and the struggle to resist or embrace one's divine, often destructive, heritage. The journey spans vast magical landscapes, encounters with powerful factions, and revelations about the Ballspawn's true lineage. Set in a dystopian 2052, Deus EX thrusts players into the role of J.C. Denton, a newly augmented anti-terrorist operative for the United Nations Anti-Terrorist Coalition, UNITCO. The world is plagued by a deadly virus called the Grey Death and a growing divide between the augmented and unaugmented. Initially tasked with combating a terrorist organization known as the National Secessionist Force, NSF, J.C. gradually uncovers a far deeper conspiracy involving secret societies like the Majestic 12 and the Illuminati. He learns that the virus, its cure, ambrosia, and the global power struggles are all being manipulated by powerful, shadowy figures who seek to control humanity's future. J.C.'s journey forces him to question his allegiances and ultimately decide the fate of the world, choosing between several philosophical and morally ambiguous endings. If you like the video, like, share and subscribe to the channel for more updates, and it also helps us to grow our channel too.